let's look ahead now to the top 3 match weeks of week 3 in the Premier League season. Of course, you can watch all the Premier League games live in the USA on NBCSN, on main NBC, on Peacock TV. All those details are up on Pro Soccer Talk at NBCSports.com with the full schedule, stream links, previews, team news. The 3 lads you can see here, we'll have you covered ahead of this weekend. First game I'm going to focus on, gents, is Liverpool against Arsenal. Big battle for me is Aubameyang against Virgil van Dijk. And of course, in midfield, Thiago Alcantara, does he start? Very interesting. I spoke to Jurgen Klopp after that win at Chelsea. I asked him about Thiago and said, is this the exact reason why you brought him in, for teams sitting back, defending deep? And he said, yeah, it is. It's one of the reasons. He's a great player, but he will help us unlock these teams that sit back and defend. And I feel like Arsenal kind of do that under Arteta, right? They draw teams back, they play it around at the back, and then they try and hit teams quick on the counter. So mouth-watering game here. Andy, Aubameyang against Van Dijk. Who do you think wins that individual battle there? That's a proper heavyweight battle, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they can both, they can both win it, right? You can have a 15-minute period where Van Dijk just has Aubameyang just in his back pocket. But all Aubameyang needs a player of that quality, just a moment. And then it completely turns the game on its head. So, Van Dijk can handle any center forward in the world. I don't think that's an issue for him. But Aubameyang will have a couple of chances that most forwards wouldn't get. And it's just kind of about what Van Dijk can do in that moment right there. And going back to Thiago there really quickly, not only is he going to help to unlock defenses that sit in deeper, but he's going to, I think, help them defend through just being able to keep possession a little bit more, because how many times do they win the ball and it's immediately, we've got to get upfield as quick as we can. We've got to create a chance from this. Just the ability to keep the ball, take an extra half second on it, and just see what's developing around the field. Nobody's got better vision than him. Nobody will make a better decision than him. So I just think from a control perspective, I guess, he might just give them a little bit of pause to their game, which, they can certainly use at points. They can be their own worst enemy and get themselves into trouble. So I just think, every single facet of that signing is absolutely perfect and is going to bring so much to this team. And by the way, he's got 45 minutes in now. He's nowhere near settled and being up to speed with his new team.
And Nick, midfield, is this the key area here? I mean, I know you love Dani Ceballos. Granit Xhaka's done really well alongside him, but is this really the key area, the key battle in this game against Liverpool with Arsenal?
Yes, in the sense that I need them both to be available for Gabriel. It's his biggest test yet in leading Arsenal. Through the first 2 weeks, he's passing over 90%. He's known for that. But the one knock on him as a young player was he was prone to the big mistake. And that pressing from Liverpool, that they're going to be pushing him. They're going to be showing him, well, listen, I know you've faced West Ham and I know you've faced Fulham, but this is Bobby Firmino. This is Sadio Mane. This is going to be something special. And do we see Diogo Jota? Do we see him in a real interesting, make it hard way here?
Yeah, in terms of, Nick, for you, Arsenal, what's their ceiling? Are we starting to change our sort of pre-season predictions about them, given the first few weeks of the season? Because I love the grit that they show under Arteta, whether it be FA Cup final, Community Shield, the first couple of weeks of the season. They've taken that next step, right, already?
Yeah, I want this game in a big way. We didn't, also because we didn't get, Chelsea and Liverpool didn't get to deliver for us largely on account of the red card. And honestly, in the first half, even Timo Werner was 1 or 2 touches away from scoring 2 goals, just a little sloppy on that one breakaway down the left side. So I want to see a game. I want to see Liverpool tested because they're the champions. But again, we saw what happened against good teams after they'd clinched their title. So yeah, I want to be entertained. I want 90 minutes here. That's what I want.
Entertain Nick Mendola, please. Sadio Mane, Salah, Bobby Firmino. Just score goals galore. Carry on from last week. That's fine. I think this is going to be a really tight game. I think Liverpool's front 3 and then Thiago midfield. And I just think they have a little bit too much for this Arsenal defence. There's still a few cracks there and still not totally sold on Leno. He's been pretty solid, but he's going to be asked to play. He's great, but he's going to be asked to play with the ball at his feet a lot. And I still don't know if that's his biggest sort of asset. It's a great shot stopper. Every goalkeeper should be. I can already hear you saying it. But I just think they're going to put, wow, he might not be listening anymore. I think that under Arteta, they put an awful lot of pressure on their centre-backs and goalkeeper to try and, get teams to push high and then clip it over and start attacks. But Liverpool are used to doing that. They're used to pressing high and they won't let them out. So I think Liverpool make the most of that, and I think they're going to win. But Andy, anything to chime in on here?
Yeah, I'll just very quickly say we've seen Arsenal start seasons like this before against some of the lesser teams and look very impressive. But the second they come up against any one of the other top 6 sides, they're completely different. And I don't mean that, physically or tactically or anything. I think it's a mental thing. I think it has been for quite a long time with that club. And this will be maybe a first real opportunity with Arteta having a full season now in charge to see the mentality change that you talked about, Joe, kind of the grittiness that they seem to have right now, against the lesser teams. We will see if they're able to maintain that and the confidence that comes along with that as well. When it is Firmino, it is Salah, it is Mane running at you and the midfield and the defense there for Liverpool. So at the risk of trying to take too much of a lesson from one game in the 3rd week of the season, this is a really big one for Arsenal, I think, to just kind of prove themselves and put a marker down for the season, say, this is who we are. We're actually here this time. This is not a mirage as it's been in the past.
Well, Liverpool-Arsenal's coming up 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday, September 28th. So let's see if they can put down that marker early in the season at Liverpool. Nick Mendola, Man City against Leicester City. Take it away, my friend. Preview-wise, what are you looking forward to in this one?
Yeah, I think it's a big question for Leicester, obviously. Man City looks like they're fine. They're asking a lot of Nathan Ake and Mendy on the left side, but Laporte may be back. Remember, that's the other thing about City to note from that win over Wolves, which was at Wolves and a quality opponent. No Laporte, Bernardo Silva, João Cancelo. I always say his name wrong. I apologize. And again, Ake playing his first game. I just think there's a lot of questions about their left side right now. And you saw Daniel Podence from Wolves was moved to the right side. That's where he got his mag on Kevin De Bruyne. They targeted, hey, let's see what you can do over there. But for Leicester, the questions remain against good teams. Last year, that amazing start, right? And the holidays came. It goes a couple days before Christmas. They lose 3-1 to Man City, and then they lose after Christmas 4-0 to Liverpool. And since then, these are their wins. These are all of Brendan Rodgers' Premier League wins. West Ham twice, Newcastle, Villa, Palace, Blades, West Brom, Burnley. And I just a lot of questions for him. I like Ndidi as a center back a little bit, but is that being too cute? I like that they sold Chilwell for so much and replaced him with arguably a better player. But big questions for Brendan Rodgers this year when they play good teams.
Absolutely. And Andy, focus on another big game coming up this weekend. Tottenham Hotspur against Newcastle United. What do you expect here? Mourinho's boys are going to surely roll Newcastle over, right? I mean, this is the Harry Kane and Son show from here on out.
Well, I think, first of all, it matters which Newcastle team shows up. The team from week 1, the team from week 2. They beat West Ham pretty handily in week 1, 2-0 away from home as well. I think that's very important to remember. Now, obviously, the crowds and everything, but just, anytime you go away. And then they did not show up for Brighton on the weekend, beaten 3-0 at home. And so it's been a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde start to the season for them. And I was very high on them after that first game. They seem to have kind of turned a corner, and they had this is a thing that I really look for in teams a lot, is how do they control games? Do they have control not only over themselves and the way that they're trying to play, but can they impose that on the game and play the game on their terms? And they did that against West Ham 100%. And then they had none of that against Brighton over the weekend. And so then the question coming off of that, going to the other side, is what does Jose Mourinho do with that? Because he is very notorious for, playing it safe, going a little bit too defensive. And I think that's the absolute wrong move against this Newcastle team right now. He needs to kind of embrace what they did against Southampton over the weekend, the 5 goals that they scored. They had the ball in the back of the net 7 times, by the way, Joe. I don't know if you remember that. It was 2 more times taken away. But Southampton were hard done by in that game. They were better than 5-2. But is he going to make it a little, to borrow Nick's phrase, be a little too cute with the way that he tries to set the team up, be too defensively solid, and kind of limit what they can do going forward? Because this Newcastle team can be had if you put the numbers forward. So it's just don't mess it up, Mourinho. That's all you have to do in this game, is go out there, take what Newcastle will give you. They will give you plenty, and you can have 3 points.
So let's see if Tottenham and Mourinho are going to park the bus, or if Steve Bruce is going to get a Brucey bonus for Newcastle. That's an interesting game. So the rest of the Premier League schedule, stream links, team news preview, everything you need is up at Pro Soccer Talk at NBCSports.com. Looking forward to another really good week 3. I don't know if it'll beat the goals record from week 2, but early in the season, we've seen a lot of madness. So who knows? It's certainly going to be one to watch.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe. Make sure you subscribe to watch highlights all season long, and always join us every weekend at 7 a.m. on NBCSN for Premier League mornings. Plus, make sure you subscribe to Peacock Premium as well, where you can watch exclusively live 175 games and same-day on-demand replays of all 380 Premier League matches as well.